So, hi guys, and welcome to season one, episode 7 of the Ecom CEO podcast. I have a special guest with us today. Her name is Rachel. Rachel is the owner of an online business. As I told you guys, I really want to have more business owners on here just to share their strengths, their wins, their triumphs, their tribulations with you guys so you can learn a little bit about their journey and be encouraged by them. So, hi, Rachel, and welcome to the podcast. I really am appreciative that you took the time out of your schedule to come on here and chat with us today.
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm so appreciative that you're having me on today. I am so excited. So thank you for having me on and asking me to speak.
Yes, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. So, of course, everybody on here wants to know more about you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, and tell us a little bit about, your motivation behind starting your business. Just tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, sure. So I started an online company. I started on Instagram. It's called Rachel's Luxe Boxes. And what we do is we curate and sell luxury gift boxes. And I'm from New Jersey. I was born and raised, been in New Jersey my whole life. So I really most of my clients have been friends and family, but they keep referring me. So I've been growing mostly in New Jersey, but also like Manhattan and a lot of things like that. We curate gifts for all events. And I am currently a chemist. I work at a fragrance company. And during COVID, we were able, so this is something I've been wanting to do for like 3 years, but I always psych myself out and I'm like, oh, I always think like it's going to be a lot of work or I'm not going to be able to succeed or like I'm a shy person unless you get to know me. So I'm just like, oh, I'm going to be too shy to put myself out there. Like I'm just too shy to do it. So finally I got myself out there. I got myself to do it. During COVID, my work schedule changed. Basically, we were going in less and I basically was able to change my schedule from like a 9 to 5 to more like a 7 to 3 or 6 to 2. So I have way more flexibility now. And I'm like, oh, now would be the perfect time to do something that I've always dreamed about. So during COVID, when we were home and stuff, no one was seeing a lot of people, but I had asked my mom, like, I really want to do this. Do you see the vision? And my mom was like, I do. Like, I'll help you with this. So then now, fortunately, I work with my mom, my sister-in-law, my girlfriends, and we all basically curate these luxury gift boxes that for all events, birthdays, holidays, and it's been a really exciting, amazing process.
That's really cool. That's so cool. And something that I really connect with is, that journey of, hey, this is in my mind and it's something that I've always wanted to do, but, it took some time and some nerves to really get, the courage to start it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's amazing. Like a lot of people out there, I'm sure identify with that too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
yeah.
have so many great ideas, but you hold yourself back, and I just said, I got to stop holding myself back and I got to do something that I'm really passionate about and I want to do. And basically for my family, for all events, they always are birthdays, holidays, anything that they need help planning. They always came to me can you help us plan? Can you help us organize? Can you help us do favors, wedding planning, everything? I've always been this planner and I'm always the one that's on top of things and comes up with ideas. And even for birthdays, holidays, all family and friends, I've always made them gift boxes. I've done it for years. And they've even people tell me oh, why don't you just do it? Do it. And I'm always no, I'm too shy, I'm not going to do this. And then finally I kind of just said, screw it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to just go as hard as I could go. And if I fail, at least I know and if I succeed, then I know I gave it my all. And it's been going great. So I'm really excited and happy about it.
That's super. That's amazing to hear. And I think that perspective is exactly how, the entrepreneur mind really has to work is I'm gonna take a chance,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes we take chances that aren't calculated, right? Sometimes we just have to do. And not be scared to fail. Like I was talking about that the other day. And I feel like a good entrepreneur does fail at some point, right? So that's okay. Like, and you pretty much accepted that, hey, I'm going to try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I love that. I really do love that. That's why I love hearing about people's stories because,
How they
you
like
know,
did it, right? I know I always listen to like different podcasts and try to educate myself as much as I can. Like, how do you guys get over all this fear? How do you get over putting yourself out there? How do you, and that really had to help me along the way too. Just listening to other people's inspirations and their stories and how they overcame like different things and obstacles.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, life changing. Like it motivates you.
Yeah.
Really. It feeds my internal motivation to see
Yeah.
other people because, we're all pretty much the same, right? Take money out the equation. We're all pretty much the
Yeah.
same. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. So um tell me a little bit about who your boxes are for. Like who is your audience, right? Who, where have your customers, where do they lie?
Yeah.
Who are they?
So sure. So when I first started, right, I didn't really have, so like I said, this is just something I've been doing for years. When I first started, I'm just like, I took it lightly, I guess I would say. Like I didn't narrow down my niche and narrow down my audience and narrow everything down because I'm just like, oh, like I'm just gonna put out my gift boxes. And I didn't realize how much comes behind it. Like, so after like I've been doing it, I think like 6 to 7 months right now. So after a few months, I started to realize, okay, like this person is usually the kind like who's buying from me. This is my audience. Like this is, and then it's been easier for me now more to address that person and address my direct audience than basically having such a broad range like when I first started. My audience is usually like females and usually in the age group of like 25 to 35, which is the age group I'm in. So I guess maybe that's why that's my audience, because I could relate more to them. I mean, I know like what trends we like, what trends we don't like. And I work with girlfriends and my sister-in-law, we're all in that age group.
Yes.
So I think that's been mostly my age group, like 25 to 35. Most of my sales have been in New Jersey. I've gotten a few like inquiries and things and plans that I'm going to be doing in Manhattan, New York and things. So that's amazing. So I do want to focus on being like New Jersey, New York based, but I mean, I'm always welcome to everything. And I've delivered to Texas and Arkansas and in different places, but yeah, mostly focused New Jersey, New York, females and age group 25 to 35.
That's cool. That's cool. So absolutely. And, just with your boxes, because you do definitely have some, higher priced items in there, or it's, probably a higher price point. You'll definitely be looking for those people who, value that luxury, right? I think you explained your boxes, you were pretty much explaining to me like it's someone that values luxury. Like they're not they don't have luxury everything, but they have, they value those few pieces, right,
Yeah.
that they can have. So absolutely, absolutely. um Now tell me a little bit about the challenges that you faced in your business, because every business comes with challenges. um, Even really successful businesses have challenges, like I was just saying a little bit ago, like failure, or not achieving what we think we're going to achieve is like part of that journey. And that's really part of the journey that's like the most valuable, because that's what teaches us, right, to change directions or do something different.
Yeah, of course.
So what have been like those pivotal moments in your journey thus far?
So definitely a lot of challenges because like I said, I didn't start this on a whim. It's definitely something I've wanted to do for years. However, I did not think it was going to be as much work as it turned out to be. Like I was just someone who loved creating boxes, creating gifts, planning, organizing, like just doing this from like my heart. I never really thought about like the business side of everything, right? So my biggest challenge still till today is the business side of everything. Like how to do this, like where it's going to be effective towards my business. Like not just thinking about, you know, like this looks amazing, but like, what do my customers want? How should I talk to my customers? Like, um, I always want to relate to my customers. I want to get to know them. But like at the same time, like that's what I focus on. I don't really focus as much on the business side of things. Like I always just want to work with everyone. Like, oh, you really want to gift to your boyfriend? Okay, I would love to do it. Okay, that's your price point. Great, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so I'm not business savvy at all. I just always want to work with everyone. So I'm not really business savvy at all. I just so organizing all like the business side of things, like profit and like when's the best time to post on Instagram. There's like so much analytics that go behind this. And yeah, I'm not savvy in any of that. So that's been my biggest struggle is like, okay, now I have to learn like more, you know, like I need to know when am I supposed to post on Instagram? Like who am I addressing? What kind of clientele do I want? Like what should be my price points? Things like that have definitely been my biggest struggle.
Man, no, I can definitely relate, and I will definitely relate in the aspect of like I'm a first generation business owner. And so when you don't like have people that came before you that have, have the ability to teach you or even to give you guidance, right? Like there's some people that grow up and, you know, this person owned a business, that person owned a business before them. And so they can, refer to those people, but everybody doesn't have that. And so you definitely, have to learn that
Yeah.
business side. It takes a little time. It definitely takes a little time. But I mean we have so many like amazing resources out here. Like you got YouTube, you have
Yeah.
Google University, and then, if you're at that point, you can definitely work with, a business coach to just give you some direction. But I mean, the best place to start for a lot of people, and honestly, where a lot of people start is Google
Yeah.
and YouTube University. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can find tons of amazing information on there about how to price your stuff or, marketing in general. So,
I've been doing a lot of that. So basically YouTube any e-commerce, YouTube videos, any e-commerce podcast I can get my hands on. I read a e-commerce book that I bought. I've just been trying to educate myself from different people all over and like basically grasp as much information as I can. So at work, even though I'm a chemist at work all day, I set up my projects for the day. And then I'm like, okay, let me find the podcast that I'm going to listen to today while I work so that I can do both at the same time. And I just try to, gain as much knowledge as I can.
I love that. And I mean, you really put me in the mind of, a real entrepreneur, because a real entrepreneur is going to be someone who like craves that knowledge. There's no end to it, right? You just continue to crave that knowledge because that's what you're passionate about. That's where your passion lies. And so when I'm passionate about something, I definitely want to know more. And so, I mean, to me, that speaks longevity and, definitely speaks to consistency, which those are two traits you absolutely need, right, to be a successful entrepreneur. So, I mean, congratulations, right? Like everybody doesn't have that. So serious. There's a lot of people that want it, but they just don't have it. It's that inner motivation
Yeah.
to, really learn and hone in on your craft.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Once you're motivated and you're driven to do something, your mind doesn't rest. You're always like, what else do I have to do? What else do I have to do? My mind is racing 24/7 with like a million things that I need to get done.
Yes,
Keep
yes.
going and keep pushing and keep getting out there and which is like I said, like that's the part that's out of my element. So my out of my element is not the gift boxes. That's what I truly love. But what's out of my element is to keep driving and pushing to get myself out there and out there and out there. But slowly and surely, like in the last 6 months, every month has been a better month.
That's
So
good.
yeah, so it's just like really exciting. And it's like it pushes you and it gives you like more of a drive, because it's like, okay, look at what I conquered this month compared to what I conquered last month. I write every single detail down, like of everything that I sell, everything that I conquer, who I sold to. And I look back on that data from like this month to the previous month and seeing like what I did, what I could do different, and like how to push forward for the next month.
Go you. Like, go you. That's, I mean, like, I know you've heard of like website analytics. So, those aren't necessarily website analytics, but I mean, I guess we could, like, if we wanted to make a term, we could say like business analytics. But like, those are your business analytics. Like, you're looking at what you did, you're measuring on how well it worked. Did it get me to where, I wanted to go with this? And if it didn't, you're looking like, you're looking at what can I change? So that's what you have to do.
Yeah, it's all like trial and error, especially when you're starting. You got to see like what everyone, because like, and it was hard for me to notice like, okay, maybe not what I see as like I really like, or what like that, maybe that's not going to be what all my customers want or all my customers like. So I have to like focus on like how I view things, how other people view things, and like prioritize based off that. Like, I like this, they like this. How do I meet in the middle and come up with like something that, everyone would enjoy or everyone would like.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I mean, it sounds like you are realizing that, like, hey, my business is about the customer. you know, that's the hard part. Like, that's a hard realization for a lot of people to like understand and to come to. Like, when people start their business, they're super excited. They're like, hey, I'm starting. This is what I'm offering. And, you know, as time goes along, you learn that the people that you serve or that you want to buy your products or utilize your services, really should have more of a influence, you know,
Yeah, they do.
on how your business goes, right? Obviously not everything, right? But they should definitely play a major role in the decision of those things. So that's just what helps, tie people to your brand or your product, and, you know, especially your ideal customer, to make sure it's actually something that they connect with. So that's a huge revelation. Like,
That's
that's
why I
huge.
kind of like my business. Basically, if you ask me like the one thing it revolves around like customer obsession. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but that's like my main goal. Like, the business side of things, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am not that good at, and I'm still trying to figure all that out. But my customers always come first to me, and I try to meet everything I can meet. Like, even though it's a luxury gift, and this is why it's a difference between buying from like a small business versus buying from like a huge business, because they're too big that they can't be as custom, like have as much customer obsession. Like, when a customer emails me, when they DM me on Insta, however they reach out to me, I will always respond, and I will always try to meet their goal and their vision. Like, let's say they want a birthday box, their girlfriend's 35 and she loves like fashion. I'm going to make them a box based on their girlfriend who's 35 who loves fashion. Like, I'm taking I try to take every aspect of my customer, like what they want, and just meet that. So every time, no matter how many boxes I have, no matter how busy I am, I'm like, okay, well, let me see, like, I'll do it. Like, I'll always, like, I try my best to like take as much, on as I can, and just fit it in, and just like, I want everyone to be happy. And that's why I guess the business side of things I'm not as good at, but um yeah, definitely customer obsession is my number one thing always.
I don't view that as a bad thing, Rachel. Like, I think it's amazing, and I think it can definitely be a part of your unique selling point, right? That this is going to be customized specifically for you, right? You know, your boxes are not just, run of the mill for everybody. This has to fit a certain mold of person. This can really be customized for you. That's big. Like, I don't know if you realize how big that is, but a lot of the things that we buy on a daily basis are they are what they are, right? And there's nothing we can do about it. All the things you buy at the grocery store, you buy it at Walmart, Target, wherever in these retail stores, it is what it is. There's not many places, that is going to specifically curate something for you. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
that's my main purpose, is just to curate for you. Like, who are you? What are you looking for? I'm going to do that for you. Like, that's my main. I just want to take, like, as individuals, like, we're all like stressed. We have families, we have kids, we have jobs, like stressful jobs and things. Like, I even like, well, I'm pretty like anal, so I always have everything planned in advance. But let's say like my boyfriend, he loves to tell me, oh, tomorrow is my cousin's birthday, and I totally forgot. Like, that's what my gift boxes are for. Like, you need something, I'm gonna do it for you. We'll work together, and you don't have to, I'll take the stress away from you, and you can give someone still like an amazing, memorable gift.
I love it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
Yeah, I love it. Um, and I love even more when people, really come to understand what makes them unique and what differentiates them from their competitors. Because the reality is it doesn't matter what kind of business you're running, what kind of products you sell. We're never the first to do anything nowadays. Never.
Yeah.
So it's essential to really understand what makes you different, to be able to plug that back into your ideal customer to say, hey, you need something last minute, or you need something curated for someone you care about. I can do that for you. Right. You can't get that over there. Can't get that over there, but you can get it over here. So that's super cool. That's super cool. So definitely one of your main unique selling points. And I
Thank you.
love I love that realize that and that.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about your struggles. So now me and everyone else wants to hear about your wins. What is your biggest win so far in your business? And like tell us how you achieved that win, how you got there, how did it make you feel?
Okay. So my biggest win, like, to me on a personal level, is that like I've been getting to know people, like, personally, people that I would never speak to, people that, because I obviously have like a business Instagram and like my personal Instagram. And on my business Instagram, it's just not my face behind it, but it's like what I do behind it. So basically, I've gotten to know and speak to so many amazing people and gotten to know so many people along the way. And it's like I said, I'm more shy into myself until you get to know me. So this is breaking that barrier for me, of me getting to know all these people and like talk to so many people I would have never reached out to me. I would have never got to know. I would have, like, some people I've actually feel like we've have like a friendship now. I have this one guy that has ordered for me like 5 times already. So it's like I even know him or know what he's usually looking for. Like, that's a returning customer. I value him so much. And like I know that what he's looking for, like what his aim usually is. And like, I feel like I know him more on a personal level. I have a woman that has bought for me like 4 times already, like her kid's birthday, her mom's birthday. We shipped her a box to Texas, her friends' birthdays. Now she's always like a returning customer, and I really value her, and I got to know her more on like a personal level. My biggest wins are those returning customers, or all my customers, but my returning ones, because I feel like we build a connection. I already know you. I know what you're looking for. I know like familiar faces. And I've also had like companies reach out, which was crazy to me. I'm like, a company, you're looking at what I'm doing? Oh my, like, you realize that you're capable of things that you don't think you're capable of until like you're like, wow, you're looking at me. Like, I know there's a million different boxing websites out there. I get that. And for someone to message me, like such a big company or something, everyone matters to me. Whether you order once or you order 100 times from me, that doesn't matter. Like, every single customer is valued the same, whether you're a company or just a person ordering for a birthday, that doesn't matter to me. But when people reach out to me, and I have all these different people reaching out to me, that's my biggest win, is just like, you're reaching out to me, like you love my products. Like, I am so grateful for that. And one of my biggest wins, I've gotten reached out from a few different things. One of them was a real estate company in Manhattan. I was working on a proposal with them. They have luxury buildings in Manhattan. And she said, your boxes would be great for the people that live in the building, like a housewarming gift for them who are moving in. So, and that would go all over Manhattan.
Cool.
That was super exciting for me. I'm still like working on that. I had someone else reach out, like, they work for an Alzheimer's company, but they wanted like a gift for their employees because they work so hard with their patients and clients and things like that. And I said, yeah, and that's something I'm passionate about. My grandma had Alzheimer's. I'm like, that would be amazing. Like, I would love to do this. Just the different people that reach out to me and I get to know along the way. And I feel like that's just the most amazing part of all of this.
That is so cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. On those two reach outs. Like, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So everything's been amazing along the way. And each month I'm getting like more exposures and more messages and more things that I didn't think I can conquer, because when
Yeah.
someone who's not as outgoing, they don't think like, your first thought is like, okay, what if I fail? Like, that's always your first thought before you even get yourself to do it. So for you to think, even if I don't like close these major deals, it's just like, you know what, at least that they inquired. Like, that is so special to me.
Super, super. And like, speaking to, your piece about the relationships that you're building, something that I try to get people to understand is, the phase and where most of the people that I talk to, they're at that phase of where they're driving traffic organic. Like, they're not doing a bunch of paid advertising. They might dibble and dabble in, some paid ads, but that's not their primary source of driving traffic or getting eyeballs on their content. They're really putting their feet to the ground, and getting out there and showing up. And to be honest, the best way to do that is by building relationships. So, when you do get to know people on social media, you never know, those people can be your customers, right? So you just genuinely get out there and try to build relationships and get to know people. Some people could benefit you in one way, some people could, spread the word about you, some people could be a customer, some people you might can collaborate with. Like, you
Definitely.
never know.
You
But
never know who you're speaking to. And the reason why I do everything organically and I don't run ads is because of that would take away from, everything I've been expressing to you, right? So if I run ads, I'm going to get people like non-organically and I might blow up in a way which would be like positive or negative, but I like that I am building these connections. I like that I've been getting to know people and I like that people are coming to me with like what they would want. Like, I don't want to be pushy or just throw an ad out there. I want to discuss with you what you're looking for, what you want. And I don't want to, like, don't get me wrong, one day I would love to be huge, but I like that I am doing this more on like a personal level. Like I said, I already don't do this alone because it's a lot of work. Curating the boxes, I have a lot of different women help me. All my girlfriends, if I need help, sometimes they come and help me with it. My mother is always helping me. She does all packaging and stuff. My sister-in-law, she's amazing. And she's always worked with like CEOs and has done HR and all that. So she's always like, I email her all my ideas and I'm like, okay, edit this for me so I can post it on Instagram. And she's a big help as well. But I like that it's all like on a personal level and it's all like at home, like, at more of like a homey level. Like, it's like, I'm doing all this with the people that are closest to me and to meet people that are like me or like in my age. Well, they've all been in my age group. So I've been able to relate to everyone, or even the company thing is amazing. And I'll do companies, but let's say I had 10 companies inquire at the same time. I'm not going to take 10 companies at the same time. I want it to be, I'm never going to take away from my customers. So I would do a project at a time, but I'm not going to take 10 projects at once.
right,
Like, I
absolutely.
want to have that room to connect and get to know everyone. So I don't want to do ads. I just like, if I get bigger organically, then I'll continue to do that. But I just want to always be that company that can, get to know you and talk to you and be on a personal level with everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that. I mean, and ads are totally not the way to go, especially when, you're getting things established and you're, growing and like you're growing, like once you get to the point of where you're ready to scale, like you have your foundation 100% solid and you're confident about how this is going to, be done and how that's going to be done, then, I feel like that's the time to implement Facebook ads. But typically most, like, e-com businesses wouldn't really benefit from even running Facebook ads anyway, right? Because for a lot of people, Facebook ads are a great way to waste money. So a lot of people do waste money with Facebook ads, and they do it because, we know why. It's because they want to drive that traffic, right? They want people to see what they have to offer, what they have to sell. And so it's so much easier to, push people there with an ad than it is to, converse with people and get to know people
Yeah.
and build relationships. Like, it's that instant gratification. We've all been guilty of it, but sometimes it doesn't really lend well to your business. So I like that you're already on that, that track, that like, hey, this is how I want my business to function right now. It's perfectly okay for my business to function like this. Like, I'm going to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, until I get to the point of where I'm ready to, scale up what I'm doing with ads. So absolutely. That's so wonderful. Like, and I also wanted to know, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone who's trying to start a business, right? It could be a business like yours, or it could just be a business in general. But what is one piece of advice you would give them?
Sure. So definitely a piece of advice I would give them is don't question yourself. Like, if you have a vision and you have a dream, just go for it and put yourself out there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get out there, right? Like, I have done everything. Basically, like I said, I do have people that help me and stuff, but like, this has been my vision, my dream. And I just really see this through. And like, I believe in it. You have to believe in it, and you have to believe in yourself. And I believe in this, and I believe in myself, and I believe in one day this could be something big. And even like I said, that's not really what I'm going for, is like, I want to blow up kind of thing. Like, I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for this, like, whether I make one sale or 100 sales in the month, I'm excited that I made that sale. Like, I'm taking it small and going month by month. And I've been growing organically like that. Every month has been an improvement. So all I can say is, yes, it's a lot of work, like a lot of work. Like, I never thought, if I would have went 6 months ago and thought it was going to be this much work, I might have been like, okay, this is going to be a lot of work. Like, let me better prepare. But I'm still happy that like, I took the initiative and I went for it. So every day you have to give yourself little tasks and just keep driving. Like, never look back and say, I'm not doing good enough, or I'm going to fail. Like, just keep driving every day. Whether you failed yesterday, well, tomorrow's a new day. So keep pushing forward, keep driving. And eventually you learn. Like, I've learned so much in the past 6 months than I've learned in like my whole life. So you just gotta, even if you fall, get back up. Next day's a new day, and just keep driving. If you really see this and this is really your dream, like, keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1000%. Absolutely. Yeah. So you just have to keep going, because I mean, that's the path of an entrepreneur. Like, it's never going to go the way you think it's going to go.
Never.
People have this, we have this like bubblegum and lollipops view of starting a business. And once you start it, it's like, man, this isn't what I expected at all.
That was definitely me, the lollipop view of the business, because I was like, oh, I've been doing this my whole life, like making gift boxes, thinking outside the box, being creative. It's what I love. But then you don't realize, okay, well, there's going to be so much that falls behind this. Like, where you have to get your content out, what kind of content you have to put out, how are you going to reach these people? How are you going to sell them? How do I make a website? How do I, like, there's so much that you do not think, like, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, it's just a gift box. No, you don't know how much effort goes into this one thing. Like, it's so, and that's why I think, like, and now that I've done this, you don't understand how much small business I have shopped in the last 6 months. because I'm like, now I have such a more like value and like understand like what they go through as a small business. Like you
Yeah.
don't have a whole team of 100 people backing you up, right? You
Mhm.
have you and whoever's helping you maybe, but like it's so much work. So that one person puts so much effort into this work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. I love that. And I wish more people understood that, when they were patronizing a small business, because that's exactly what it means. Like, more than likely, you're dealing with someone who has a smaller team. It doesn't matter, like, if you're a small business with 10 employees, you could be a small business that's a solopreneur, you know, you're still going to have a lot more work than someone who has, a corporation with tons of bureaucracy. Like,
Yeah.
it's just going to be different. So, absolutely. And I love that. I really do.
Yeah.
Now,
Sometimes you
yeah, go
think
ahead.
I'm going to order from this person because everyone knows this brand. Well, guess what? That brand isn't going to get to know you. You know what I mean? So that's the difference
Yes.
between small and big business. It's like the small business, they care about every single person and they're going to work with you and always, we just care about each and every person. But the bigger brand, it's like, if we don't have you, we kind of have someone else. So we're not focusing on every single person. So I
Man.
think that's why it's so important to shop small. And like, I just have such a new meaning for this. Like, I've been looking at like, even this is just an example, even I wanted to cater like these tacos for next week. I have something coming up and I wanted to cater like different kind of tacos. I found this like huge taco place, but I'm like, you know what? I'm sure someone who owns a smaller business also makes these tacos. So I found like a chef that, does these tacos too, but he's a smaller business. I'm like, you know
Ooh.
what? I'm going to go with you because you're going to care about one, you care about my product way more if you're a small business. You make my product with care. You care about every customer. Like, I just truly see how a smaller business cares about everything and every aspect of everything and every customer and every detail way more than a bigger business. So that's even in my own personal life, like not my own product, but just in my personal life. Like that's something I've been so driven and like passionate about now is like everything is like, I'm just going to shop small.
I love that. I really do. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And I mean, that's part of what makes small businesses unique, because they can't just always replace someone, right? It's like,
Yeah.
if you go to McDonald's, it's like McDonald's is like, okay, you got a whole line of people behind you. If you don't like your McDouble, like, okay, right. But the small business owner really does need you to like it and to buy into it, because they really want you to be loyal. That's part of
Yeah.
that loyalty is what helps them build their business and grow it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm loving all these points. I'm loving all these points, and I hope that you're motivating the people who are listening to shop small, because that's really a mindset. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for helping people understand why small businesses really do need their support, because we do. So we can't thrive without our customers. So with all of them, right? So where do you see yourself, in 5 years? Like, that's a long time from now, but where do you see yourself within like the next 3 to 5 years, yourself and your brand?
So I definitely would love to go full time with this and just, focus on just my boxes full time. I would love to, it is a woman owned business and a woman owned brand. So I definitely highlight that. I would love to have my mom and my people who have worked with me from the very beginning also work on this full time with me. And like I don't, so I do like day by day visions because I don't like to lose my, like my vision. Like if I looked 5 years ahead and was like, oh, I want to be this huge brand in 5 years, like I feel like that's too much to look at once. I take my brand and I take my visions daily and I work on them daily. And every day and every month, I find I've progressed a lot and I've learned a lot. In 3 to 5 years, yes, I would like to expand and like to be more popular in New Jersey, New York area. But at the same time, like as much as I want to expand, this is not so money driven with me. This is more like this is what I love to do and this is what I want to do. But I don't want to get to a point where I cannot relate to everyone and talk to everyone and get to know every single customer on a level, on like, a personal level, and get to know like what they were looking for, what they loved about my boxes, what they didn't love, what they would like next time. Like customer service is really all that matters to me and my customers. So in 3 to 5 years, do I see myself growing? Yes, of course. But no matter what, I don't want to grow to a point to where, this is a big company. I want it. I like that I'm a small company. I like that I'm a small business. And I like that I'm getting to know so many people. It's amazing to me. So I do see myself growing, definitely. I definitely
Absolutely.
want to be like big all over New Jersey and New York City. I would love that. But I'm going to always be the person that if I have to turn down an order or schedule it for later from the very beginning, like that's what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure that every single customer is focused on. I don't want like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to be able to continue to focus on
yeah,
quality over quantity.
yes.
Yes, another benefit of small business,
Yeah.
you know.
So it's never going to be this huge company. I mean, it's not something I want. I don't want to be a huge company. I want it to be a small company. I want it to be a small business. And I want to highlight on the women I work with, and I want them to come, and I want to do this full time. I want them to do it full time. So I want it to grow, of course, but I don't want it to grow to the point where I'm some huge company. I just want it to grow to a point where the people who have always worked on it with me can continue to work on it with me.
Yes, I agree. I love that. And I think it's refreshing to hear, someone say, hey, um, whenever I grow, I still want to be able to service people and provide a quality product. My goal isn't to be the biggest, it's to be, the best, essentially. So I love that because I mean, you hear so many people that, hey, I want to be all over the United States, or I want to be this, or I want to be that, right? Um, we don't even have to, you don't have to get that big to achieve your goals. You can achieve your goals and not, feel overwhelmed or grow, grow beyond where you see your business going. So absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
that's why I've been very like New Jersey, New York driven, because that's where I'm from. That's where I'm close to. I can relate to all my customers. So I've been growing, number one in New Jersey, and then secondly in the city. And I love that. And I love that it's so close to home. Like I've gotten orders from Texas and different in LA and different places that I've shipped out. And that's amazing too, like super exciting. But I love the close to home. And I love that feeling of like, wow, this person lives in my town. They live in Jersey City. They live here. They live in Hoboken. They live so near to me. And it's like, I'm so glad I got to know you. Like, we can catch up again. You can order from me again. If you need me to deliver and meet you somewhere and I can do it, I'll do it. Like, like I just love that the relationships I've been able to build. So I always wanted to stay at a level where I can continue to build these relationships.
Yes, and people can feel connected to your
Yeah.
brand. Even if it's not you making the deliveries, getting something hand delivered definitely allows you to build a connection at some point, right?
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. So wrapping up, I have a couple more questions for you. Um, One of them is, and I know we've been talking about this, but just to reiterate, but why should the listeners, buy from you? Why should they become a customer? What would be your final, piece or your final kind of plea as to why they should go with you over someone else?
Sure. So a reason why they should go with me is because not only will I give them luxury products and like a luxury looking gift and something to surprise the person they love so that they don't have to put in all the work and effort. Like I've had one of my customers have told me like, this is what I want for my mom, but I'm just not creative. So I'm not going to be able to come up with like, I'm a bad gift giver. That's basically what she told me. She said, so this is my vision, but I like, this is my mom's into, she said, tea, mass, self-care. And that's my vision, but I'm just not a good gift giver. And I see your stuff is amazing. So I just want you to come up with that for my mom. So a reason why you should shop with me is because I'm going to meet your vision. I'm going to work with you and try to nail what you're looking for. And every single customer, because I am a smaller company and I am able to do this, every single customer to me matters. So whether you're buying something for $20 or $200, I'm still going to work and put the same amount of effort and make sure I meet your goals the same way. So shopping small means that you matter to this person. Like every deal matter, everything I do matters to me. And I just want it to matter to you, right? Because I want you to see, okay, wow, I got quality and this looks amazing. And it just made someone's day. So that's the difference between shopping small and shopping big, or shopping with me. I'll always try to like meet all their needs and work with them as much as I can.
Love it. I love it. And I think that sums up, I mean, you know, part of your unique selling point. So absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've enjoyed this conversation with you. I love, the different points that you were able to bring. Again, this is why I love connecting with different people, because everybody has different perspectives, right? We're all small business owners, but we're still different people. And so talking to different people allows us to see different aspects of running an online business. So I appreciate you so much for being on here, taking the time, sharing, right? It's hard being vulnerable, in front of people, sharing the things that you struggle with. Some people aren't so good at that, sharing your wins. So I appreciate you for, just being open and willing to talk and share and inspire another small business owner.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. And I wanted to do this because this is how I'm inspired daily. I'm inspired by other people speaking and other podcasts and things. And even though I'm not good at public speaking, I'm not good at being vulnerable at all, because I get too shy and nervous and things. I'm so glad that you gave me this opportunity and let me come on here. So thank you.
Oh, yay, yay. Okay, so my very last question for everybody, or for you, which everybody is probably thinking, but they want to know, where they can find you social wise. Tell them about, your social media, your links, where they can find you. And if you have like any specials or things going on, or you're running a promotion or something,
Okay.
like feel free to talk about that.
So since we're women owned, women based, women everything, we are definitely doing things this month for Women's History Month. So right now I'm offering, with every purchase, all women get a free gift. And also you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Shopify, Etsy. I think finding me on Instagram is the best way to connect with me. Also my email. I have an email as well, but Instagram and email is probably the best two ways to connect with me. Etsy is more like, I don't really like when people purchase on Etsy, which I haven't been like huge on Etsy because I don't keep up with it as much as I do with the Instagram and Shopify. I don't get to connect with you one-on-one. So I would say find me on Instagram. It's called Rachel's Luxe Boxes, or Gift Boxes New Jersey. You can look up and that'll come up too. And I have a Shopify. Let me pull it up though, because I don't know there's like hyphens in it and I'm not sure about that. Shopify, Etsy, or Instagram, Rachel's Luxe Boxes. And also my email is rachelsluxeboxes@gmail.com. So yeah, my
And
Shopify. Sorry.
I'm definitely gonna link this stuff in the
Okay.
description as well too. So yes.
Okay. So they can find my Shopify and email and Instagram, everything. You'll have it linked. So they can find it that way too.
Yes, 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 yes. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, and I appreciate everyone that has listened to the podcast thus far, that has gotten to this point. These interviews are lengthy. They're about an hour, but you know what? I feel like this is an hour well spent, right? If you're a small business owner, 9 times out of 10, you need motivation. You need to hear a little bit of someone else's story, and some of the roadblocks and some of the triumphs that they conquered, some of the ways that they're prospering in their business. It feeds into my soul, so I'm pretty sure it feeds into the souls of the people that are listening as well. So definitely again, thank you, Rachel.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Yes. So this has been episode 7 of the podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I look forward to hearing you, or talking to you on the next episode. Bye everybody.